Hello everyone and welcome to another Warcraft 3 replay commentary. Today's match was played on June 30th of 2006 and it was part of that year's ESWC group stage. It's gonna be a human mirror on Turtle Rock, and spawning in the top right spawn position here in blue is definitely the huge underdog in this particular matchup, the American human player Nilknarf, and his opponent in pink spawning in the bottom right spawn position. Definitely the favorite in this match is the Chinese human player, the WCG victor in both 2005 and 2006, Sky. And both of the players are gonna start with an altar first here, and the rather early barracks, so nothing particularly thrilling here in the first couple of seconds of this match. And since there's no huge player introduction to do in this replay cast, just going to mention quickly a quite significant difference in the human mirror metagame from back then to today, because these creep camps here, and not only those, for example also the ones, the natural expansions on Lost Temple, several creep camps back in the day were dropping different item drops than they do nowadays. So here there are no claws +6, there are no gloves of haste, no circlet, no ring of protection +2, since this is 1.20. We're just taking a quick look at the heroes AM on both sides, basically the only viable hero choice for both of them. There were Wands of Illusion here, Sentry Wards, the replenishment potion has been added to that drop set later on, and there was the possibility of finding a lightning shield here. And if, especially in human mirror, if one of the players finds a lightning shield and the other one doesn't, then the player with the lightning shield is gonna start the game basically with a huge advantage, which of course can affect the outcome of the game. So much so that in some cases, actually not that rarely, players before a human mirror started would agree on not using the lightning shield if they found it and selling it instead. But in this case there was no such agreement, so we're gonna have to keep track on the items both of the players are gonna find at their respective orange camps in front of their main bases. So the footman already chased down one of the scout peasants of Sky here, but it looks like the creeps got the XP, since both of the players do have exactly the same amount of experience on their heroes, and now both of them are gonna simultaneously creep their orange camps the same way. It seems like Sky might be a bit faster because he didn't use one of his footmen to chase down one of Nilknarf's scouts. So Wands of Illusion for Sky and Sentry Wards for Nilknarf, so no lightning shield for either of the players. Alright, so one of the illusions already coming in for Sky, and he's immediately kicking the AM here. Of course he needs to know whether or not there's a lightning shield for his opponent, and there isn't. So he's gonna go ahead and do a bit of damage against this AM. He's blocking himself here, taking way more damage than necessary. Now finally repositioning, Sky's coming in with his illusion, trying to do some blocking but not very successfully. Instead trying to go for the surround on the water metal, but that was not successful either, and it looks like he... Did he get the kill? I'm not sure. Maybe it ran out of duration. But in the meantime, the first footman of Sky is also finally taking some damage. Tech started without getting an arcane tower here by Nilknarf, so quite greedy by him. Immediately pulling militia. I mean, he's gonna have to use those probably since he doesn't have an arcane tower. Let's just quickly compare the techs. He's a bit ahead, Nilknarf it is, since Sky got his arcane tower before starting his tech. And now this water metal is definitely going to go to Nilknarf. And Sky is just slowly working on that AM, but he's using his Cloak of Shadows here, making sure not to take any more damage. Instead Sky is switching to this upcoming arcane tower, but back in the day also the repair rate on the human scout towers was higher, so it looks like Sky's probably not going to get that kill. Water metal gets taken out. He's trying to go for this around on Sky's AM, but not getting it. Sky very aware of the situation, pulling his AM towards the bottom, but at least the tower survived. One peasant has gone down. I think the American is going to survive that loss. And now, as the majority of Sky's footmen is on low HP, or at least like mid-range HP. It seems like this pressure has been deflected for now. It looks like Sky actually wants to send some of these footmen back in to at least keep the scouting up here. Sky using another Wind of Illusion. Nilknarf actually surrounding that one. Not sure what he actually gained from that. And the AM is slowly but surely running lower and lower. HP wise, already down to 40. Now Sky's have to pull back into the back of his base. Actually, shop is coming there. Sky's shop also in the back of his base. Neither of the players closing their bases. Tier 2 finished already for Nilknarf. Getting one Arcane Sanctum right now. He does not have the lumber to get a second one. Could get a second hero if he wanted to. Or he's going to the tavern, on which he's going to need 135 lumber to get a second hero. Another illusion. Just walking across the map here. Let's see. He's getting the Fire Lord second. Alright. Still only one Arcane Sanctum. In the meantime, Sky finished his tier 2 already as well. Well, let's see. Is he aware of that? Yeah, he is aware. He's keeping his AM hidden, so the illusion is not able to cancel the healing. And Sky gets the Panda second. So, first real deviation in the playstyle of both of the players, except for this later Arcane Tower by Nilknarf. But he had to use Militia just because he didn't have that tower. He had to use Militia a lot, and therefore he doesn't have the lumber to get... Okay, now he's getting his second Arcane Sanctum, but he's getting it a lot later than necessary. So just by having this tower later, he had to use Militia so much that his tech advantage doesn't really come into play a lot anymore. So both the players are now going to try and get the last hit here, going to try and get the Watch Award, which is going to drop here, which is of course going to be very essential since it's basically part of the direct path between the main bases. And the first two footmen of Nilknarf are already quite low, so he's going to have to pull those back. The AM once again also taking plenty of damage. Panda also has to take care. He's got the boots already. First split on the lava spawns. AM has got to be careful. As mentioned, there are boots on the Panda. 9 HP. But the Panda's turning around here. Looks like Nilknarf's going to get the last hit here, as well as the ward and the Ring of Regeneration. Is he picking that up right now? Yeah, now he's picking that up. Is behind the shop. Is he just gonna let it go down? It seems like he's just gonna let the Fire Lord die. Another split here. We're gonna have 3 lava spawns now. Guy's AM is actually the one who's gonna have to take care, but there's not really any danger of him going down. And let's see how many footmen are gonna make it out of here from Nilknarf. None of them. So 3 of those footmen going down here towards the end of this fight. So not really sure who got the better of that. I mean, Nilknarf's got the last hit on the Ogre Matcher. He's got the Ring of Regeneration. He's got the Watch Award here. But he lost his Fire Lord. He's going tier 3. Alright. He lost his Fire Lord and he lost way more footmen than Sky did. Sky now is gonna send in his Water Metal. Let's see if he's gonna get this scout. Yeah, he's probably gonna get there. Yes, now seeing the tier 3. And we'll see how he's gonna react to that. Yeah, I'm still kinda low, no TP. Ah, okay, there's the TP. Guess I kinda misclicked there. And he's pulling Militia. Looks like he's gonna creep this. So if he is going for a tier 2 expansion, wondering what he wants with those sorceresses. If he's going for a tier 2 expansion, then he's gonna have to utterly outmass his opponent. If he's willing to face a tech disadvantage. Potentially a Knights, Priests, Mortar Team's army with only Breakers and Casters. Maybe he's just gonna creep this and then send the Peasants back though, and go tier 3 on his own. So AM is going forward here, sees his opponent coming in. Scroll of the Beast for Sky, which is completely horrible in Human Mirror. And we're gonna have to make sure that he doesn't get the last hit. He doesn't, but he gets the item, I think. Yeah, he does get the item, which is a great heal potion, which is amazing. First, yeah, 2 sorceresses with the army. First one is gonna be taken out, second one's gonna be taken out as well, so those didn't really do a lot. And once his opponent is getting Dispel into play, which he already has, then the sorceresses will be completely useless anyway. And third caster of Sky is already going down. This fight starts horribly for him. Even though he has the way bigger number of footmen in this case, he still didn't get a single of Nilknarf's casters killed. Breath of Fire, well, going into the heroes, but level 1 Breath of Fire is not really doing too much to these heroes. It looks like the priests are not going to get into any real trouble. So nicely done by Nilknarf, keeping the full HP Priest here in the back of these three. And Sky is... yeah, he's probably not gonna chase after these footmen. He just cannot afford doing so because he lost all his units except the footman. And if he loses the footman, he's gonna be utterly outcrapped. Let's just quickly check his main base. He's going tier 3 as well, and he's going double Griffin Aviary. Alright, so that's a fair enough counter, since the way it usually goes is that the one player who's basically dictating the tier 3, which is Nilknarf in this case, is gonna get the counter to the tier 2 caster army, which is, as I mentioned, priests, mortar teams, knights. And Griffins are great against both knights and mortar teams. So we're gonna see when Nilknarf is gonna scout it and how he's gonna be able to react to it. Both of the players creeping one more middle turtle camp, so all 4 of them will be gone. And Wind of Mana stealing, another quite bad item for Sky. And let's see what Nilknarf's getting here. Scroll of the Beast, wow, so except for the Greater Healing Potion, only bad item drops so far in the entire game. Tier 3 finished, he's got the Blacksmith in place, and there's the Scout Militia coming. But let's take a look at this fight first. Looks like Sky got the ward here. Sky got the item as well, which is the Period of Vitality. Maybe not too horrible, since, you know, provides additional survivability. The rest of the creep spot here is gonna go to the American, though. Sky definitely not able to fight here at the moment, since he lost way more casters than his opponent did, since he invested into those Griffin Aviaries already, which Nilknarf now scouted. And yeah, since he just basically has a way smaller ground army at the moment than his opponent. First 2 Griffins already in production, no Paladin third for Sky, Paladin third already coming for Nilknarf. Of course, Paladin, the 2-go third hero for humans, basically in any situation, unless it's already the first or second hero. Scourge Bone Chimes, probably the worst item Nilknarf could find there, so yeah, the horrible item drops continue. I mean, theoretically you could say it's great for knights, but he's scouted the Griffins right now, and he's not gonna get a huge number of knights. Actually, he's getting the Animal War Training upgrade here, that's interesting. Adding double Workshop as well. I mean, theoretically he could get tanks to counter the Griffins, but tanks are only really good as anti-air when there's huge numbers of air units to counter with them. So I guess Flying Machines is the more reasonable choice here. Only problem for him is gonna be the Panda. I mean, on level 3, 2 Breath of Fires will kill a Flying Machine. On level 5, 1 Breath of Fire plus 1 hit is gonna kill a Flying Machine. So yeah, we're gonna see how well the American is going to be able to handle the Panda. So, what's okay? Now he's coming in from the top. One of the Dragonhawk Riders is probably gonna fall here, but there's the Town Port. Of course, Nilknarf doesn't have any anti-air in place at the moment, so he doesn't want to fight at all. Soulburn going on the Panda. Yeah, actually, that's quite a nice, nice touch to deny the use of Breath of Fire. So okay, Flag Cannon upgrade is in production, so it's definitely gonna be a flying machines. No tanks whatsoever. Tanks are basically only a viable counter against flying machines in Human Mirror. So if, I'm assuming it's not gonna happen here, if this was a game where both of the players would have stronger economies, like if Sky had an expansion, to put it more precisely, then I'm assuming we'd see another switch from Sky to tanks, excuse me, in addition to his Griffins, to counter the flying machines. Would be the typical way to see a Human Mirror go, for example, on Lost Temple. But right now that's not the case. Of course, on the ground, the blue army is way superior. As you can see, Sky basically has nothing on the ground, still not getting a Paladin. That's quite a surprise in my opinion. Soulburn going on the Panda again to deny the Breath of Fire here against the casters. Where are there are the flying machines? 7 are in play right now. Number 8 and 9 about to spawn. Looks like Nilknarf still not willing to go into a fight at the moment. So it's gonna be Sky this time who gets the red camp. or the spawn position, red camp next to his opponent's base. By the way, Melody of Courage for him at the top right corner, which is also horrible. Finally another good item, the Sobi Mask. And it looks like now Nilknarf's gonna be willing to take a fight. It's 68 supply against 67, fairly equal. Flying machines are gonna have to be careful though. Now coming in, oh, Soulburn comes a brief moment too late. Breath of Fire hitting very, very nicely. And basically Nilknarf is gonna have to fall back with those flying machines already. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, this is 1.20, so this is before 1.22. So he can switch the Staff of Sanctuary in between the heroes and have the staff have its own cooldown on every of the heroes. So he can basically be 3 times as efficient with one staff than he can be nowadays. And Crystal Ball. Alright. Nicely fitting. And again, the Soulburn, a brief moment too late. That was like, what, 4 or 5 flying machines going down here to 1 Breath of Fire. Rune of Mana also comes in very handy for the Chinese. But he's still gonna have to fall back here, as it seems, just because the number of Breakers and Priests is so high at the moment. Also Master Priests already for Nilknarf. 68 against 72 supply. Yeah, that's the 4 or 5 flying machines difference we see here, which he just lost to the Breath of Fire. Other than that, nothing spectacular going on macro-wise, no expansion attempts, nothing. Sky actually using the Crystal Ball here to scout somewhere, not quite sure. Maybe the army, maybe just a potential expansion spot. But I guess neither of the players can make such a commitment economically at the moment. Sky falling back, not quite sure. I mean, on the ground he's definitely going to get destroyed, but he could bring those Griffins in. And now he does. And that's the time for Nilknarf to run. Yeah, definitely. I guess he'll soon be able to take a fight once the number of flying machines is high enough. What's he doing with this AM? After staffing the Paladin, he keeps standing there, not ordering him to continue moving towards his own main base. I think he maybe should have waited for the Breath of Fire after the Drunken Haze with the Staff of Sanctuary on his Paladin, just so he wouldn't you know, get attacked by the Breath of Fire and any other units, because the survival of this Paladin was a sure thing anyways. And also quite interesting, I have to say, is the playstyle here by Sky. He knows that he's basically going to be countered unit-wise by the flying machines, and he knew he had a bit of a timing window if he wanted to try and go for a timing push before these workshops come into play. But he, apparently with the Panda, is confident enough to go into the late game fights against the flying machines to just sit back and creep the Panda and just get this unit, get a greater number of this unit mix against the flying machines, which can potentially counter him. And look at the positioning here by Nilknarf. There's a bunch of flying machines on the top, a bunch on the bottom. So he definitely wants to sandwich those Griffins. He wants to, yeah, limit the usefulness of that Panda. But Blizzard skilled by Sky on the level 5 AM, almost level 5 Panda as well. And the first AoE has hit greatly. And just now the top squad of flying machines is coming in. So a bit of a misplay here by the American player. First pink A units are going down. Nevertheless, on the ground, of course, it's looking good for the Breakers. Another bunch of flying machines is going down. And it looks like Sky is gonna win this air battle. Even though it's not gonna be by a lot. He basically made the best out of the situation, made very good use of the miss micro of his opponent here, and this AM is on the way to level 6 already. The Panda also 5.5 Paladin reached level 2 as well. First of the Griffins after the flying machines have gone down was about to fall, but Staff of Sanctuary, excuse me, used just in time. Also a second time on another Griffin. Now it's on cooldown, so now Sky's not going to be able to save any more units with that. But maybe, yeah, he's just ahead by enough. Then again, the summons are doing so much damage to the Griffins. Level 5 on the AM. One of the Griffins going down. Only 2 remaining on the field at the moment. Paladin's going to have to be very careful. Staff of Sanctuary is on the Fire Lord. Is he gonna be able to use that in time? He is. One more breaker is falling. Looks like Nilknarf has harvested the entire forest on the left hand side of his base. And the AM already reached level 6 for Sky. Level 2 aura only, so we're gonna see the ultimate here, definitely. And more flying machines being produced. I mean, that's basically what he's gonna have to stick here now, because there's no chance of any kind of tech switch anymore. Arcane Tower is under some pressure. He's pulling the flying machines back. Sky actually, maybe a mistake using the Breath of Fire against the building here. That gives the flying machines a bit of time to attack the Griffins, but not enough damage output. He doesn't want to follow them out on the field against the level 5 Panda. Almost level 6 as well. Whew. So, Sky falling back for now. Still supply-wise very even here. Guessing we'll see a Holy Light on the AM any second now. Another lava spawn's gone down. And that was the level 6 on the Panda. So quite the crucial kill actually. Yeah, for now, kinda low on mana, but the question is he gonna wanna use this ultimate? Because once he's in his Storm, Earth and Fire shape, the flying machines are just gonna swarm in against those Griffins. So maybe in these air battles the Panda is more useful without his ultimate. Even though on the ground, of course, against breakers, the Storm, Earth and Fire is amazing. Very good Breath of Fire. Once again, Soulburn coming in too late. Look at the damage reduction though, minus 23 on the Panda as long as the Soulburn lasts. I mean, the Panda is not the heaviest hitter, naturally of course, so it's not like he's gonna rely on him in the sense of, you know, he's gonna have to do the damage physically like a Blade Master. But still, nice touch. Anyways, fight again starting. Panda at not enough mana for his ultimate. Soulburn this time used with some decent timing. Blizzard also hitting very nicely against the flying machines. He's gotta reposition those. Dispel now. The first Dispel missed the Panda. Second Dispel did hit him. And Breath of Fire only kinda hitting. One flying machine's going down. A couple more being damaged. And now the surround against the Panda as he's out of mana. He does have to create a heal potion though. Using that right now. And now the ultimate's used by the AM trying to get the Panda out. But Soulburn used against the AM of Sky and he's losing his level 6 Panda. Quite a big play here by the American, and now actually Sky is forced to fall back to his own main base. Holy Light barely hits the blue AM in time. It looks like the pink air army is still going to be slightly ahead in the air battle, but there's only 3 air units left, so it's not by a big margin. And yeah, only 1 hero left against 3 on the field at the moment, and on the ground Nilknarf is still way ahead of Sky, trying to go for this around here, but the AM is paying attention. By the way, 23 minutes played almost already, so the mains are gone. And I think the entire air battle just has ended. I think there's no more air units on the field for either of the players. Sky's at 235 gold. That's of course not enough to revive a level 6 hero. What's he gonna sell here? Medal of Courage and the Subi Mask. So he's up at 735. Okay, he's going to the tavern. Not gonna try to get altar revive here with all the summons and the heroes nearby. Long distance mining started for Nilknarf as well. We've seen Sky getting a bit of gold out of there earlier, while the previous fight. We do have double level 6, of course no mana on the Panda at the moment. He can regenerate very quickly with the level 2 Brilliance Aura, of course. And it looks like Nilknarf's gonna go straight for the castle. Maybe not the worst choice, since you know, Sky's not gonna be able to do long distance mining anymore once the castle is gone. But that's gonna take a while. And these peasants heading back into the main base, and he just continues attacking that castle. Actually, it's already down to half its HP, so that's going quicker than I thought. And it looks like Sky isn't saving mana on his Panda. He's going full on base trade mode. Blizzard and Breath of Fire is doing plenty of damage to the buildings, of course. Just seen, I think, 5 farms go down here simultaneously. And I'm not sure if Nilknarf's gonna be... I mean, Nilknarf, he's got like twice the supply up, but I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to take the base trade. He actually decides to staff some stuff home, but the AM is stuck on the map. Is he gonna go down here, surround on the AM, and he's dispelling the AM, but that might have been a mistake by Sky going for the block on the AM right now. Heal potion bought by Nilknarf, and Soulburn on the Panda, so no Breath of Fire available at the moment. The AM's gotta run against those Boots of Speed, and is he gonna be able to get the healing on him in time? Paladin is coming, AM is just standing there for a moment. Holy Light is coming in time, so AM is gonna survive with a Paladin nearby. He's got so much mana. Another Breath of Fire here, so Sky deciding not to use his ultimate. I feel like in this situation it would be quite useful. Another peasant going down here of Sky. He's down to 12 supply, so 2 heroes, 2 peasants somewhere. Oh no, 2 heroes, 1 priest. Alright, next Breath of Fire. Actually, all of the blue units are quite low. Blizzard doing some more damage. Cancelled pretty quickly by the Soulburn. And Divine Shield now used, but as he reunites with his breakers, I don't really see Sky doing too much damage to Nilknarf at the moment. So that was quite a bizarre situation. He had the AM surrounded here, but of course with the Dispel, he maybe we should take care of this Paladin first, but he gets healed right now. With the Dispel, of course, he stopped his magic immunity, so he could be affected by Breath of Fire, by Blizzard, and by priest attacks theoretically, and he had him surrounded, but the priest just immediately died to the AM plus 1 water metal, so quite a blunder here by Sky in my opinion. Even though you want to push, you know, push it as much as possible, but in this case definitely didn't work out. So ultimate used right now by Sky to get back into safety for now. Panda's at about 100 mana. He can regenerate very quickly, as mentioned previously, and I'm quite confident that we're gonna see the ultimate sooner or later here by him. 12 supply against 37, but still that's level 5, 5, 3, which is huge, but it's not a level 6 Panda. And Sky coming in, and there's the ultimate splitting his army here, because, you know, the other heroes, especially the Paladin, weren't looking too healthy now. Cyclone going on the AM, first breaker immediately being taken out. I mean, with the normal damage, these guys are doing so much damage against the medium armored breakers. Are chasing after those. It's like Sky uniting his army right now. What is, Nilknarf uniting his army, excuse me. What is Sky gonna go for? It's a breaker first. Staff being used for the first time here. Can he pass it to one of the other heroes? Not yet. First of the pandas is already down though, which is the fire elemental. Not too great of an idea to surround the storm elemental here with full mana. The Paladin is the target here. There is Divine Shield, but once Divine Shield is over, this Paladin will be out of the fight, either killed or staffed. Storm elemental is also about to fall, but the ultimate is gonna run out soon anyways. One of the 2 priests of Nilknarf is gonna fall. He's trying to go for the surround. Surround fits on the regular size Panda. Breath of Fire is coming in. He's trying to go what's he gonna try and go for? The AM. He's using the ultimate, but Soulburn again just in time by Nilknarf, and there's no way he's gonna get that Panda out of the surround. There's a GG by Sky, and Nilknarf is taking the game here. Actually quite a big build up. It took about at least more than 15 minutes until the game really kicked off here, after all the strategizing basically early on. But then, you know, a lot of Soulburn against Breath of Fire, against Flying Machines, against Griffin action with very close outcome. And actually I think if Sky just hadn't dispelled the Staff of Sanctuary effect on the AM, I mean, it would have taken him longer to get him down, because he couldn't breath, he couldn't blizzard, and everything else. But he would have been stuck at the base, and with the AM down, the Panda plus AM from Sky would have just been more powerful, in my opinion, and he would have been able to wear down the rest of Nilknarf eventually. So that, in my opinion, the game deciding moment. But other than that, still a lot of action. Actually, the ESWC, excuse me, group stage was best of 2 back then, and in this case it ended 1-1 in a draw. But the players got their rematch in the quarterfinals, in which Sky won. So Nilknarf dropped out in those, and Sky ended up 3rd place, losing only to Lucifer, who later on ended up winning the entire tournament. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.